Hi guys, it's been quite some time since I made the last video. In this video, we are going to see about end of day derivative analysis bot that I have created. A brief about this bot. This bot helps you to arrive at a decision whether to pick a particular stock for the month or not, and it gives you open change in open interest and open interest for indices and stocks for the present month expiry. So if this is month is March, this gives the entire open interests data for the month of March. It gives data of both futures and options. So let's get into the bot. I have given the link to the bot in the description below. You can find it there. So this is the bot. The bot name is Jarvis. So when you type, this is a Telegram desktop app, by the way. If you don't have a Telegram desktop app installed in your system, clicking the link would take you to a browser where you could find a similar interface. So if you want to find other than from the link given below, you can use at krashi underscore trade underscore bot to get this bot. So it says like I'm a comprehensive bot for end of day derivative analysis / start to get started. Mostly when you get to this page in a browser or when you reach this bot, you will be getting a start button here. In this case, as I have already used it so many times and I have like cleared the history of the chat, so it doesn't show. So I'm going to use /start. So when you hit enter, so it says like hello, select from the options given below. There are 4 options right now: Nifty OI weekly, Bank Nifty OI weekly, futures trend, and individual stock. Let's go one by one. Nifty OI weekly. This gives a plot of Nifty. Nifty's open interest in both futures and options. It gives the weekly expiry because majority of the traders who trade Nifty and Bank Nifty, and they choose weekly expiry over monthly expiry. So this considering the majority, have developed this bot for like analysis of weekly open interest for Nifty and Bank Nifty. So let's click it. So within seconds it throws 2 results, 2 graphs, and there is a caption, the bar. Okay, let's open one by one. So this is the first graph that we get. At the top left it says Nifty's future price and the expiry date. The next expiry is on weekly expiry is on 17th March 2022, and it gives the data as per like 11/3/2022. So today is 12/3/2022 Saturday. So the last trading day is 11. So this is data as per 11th March. So how to interpret the whole graph? So in the y-axis it says open interest, and x-axis we see strike, and there are like 2 options, call option and put option data that is being represented in this particular graph. So the bar with the border shows the day's change in OI, while the total height of the bar represents end of day open interest. Let's say for example, let's take the strike 16,500. So the total end of day, the open interest of call option at 16,500 is around, let's say this is 1, this is 1.5, this is 1.25. So it is close to 1.2, let's say. The end of day, the open interest at 16,500 is around 1.2 million, of which nearly like this is 0.5, this is 0.25, and this is slightly above, nearly 0.3 million call option open interest has been added in this particular day, that is 11/3. So this is how we read the data. Similarly, in put option, we see like there are slightly above, let's say 2.1 million open interest by the end of the day, of which more than 1 million has been added in that particular day. That is 11/3/2022. 22. So this is how we read the data. So looking at this graph, what we see is that major call addition has been happened at major put addition has been happened at 16,500, and major call addition has happened at around like 16,700. So this is what we infer from this data. And moving on, this is the second plot that we get, and this shows the bottom. It shows futures open interest as we are considering the weekly expiry. So last expiry has happened on March 10th. So it takes the data from March 10 and the next expiry is on 17th. So 10 to 17, the data will be there. Here in this data, this is a trend that is for a intraday. The last graph that we saw was what happened in that particular day, and this is like a trend. So we see last March 10th, the call was around the call option. This is the data of call option. This is the data of put option, and the color code indicates the list of strikes. And the strikes I have not considered the 50s, 16,450, 16,550, 16,650. It is not being considered for simplicity purpose. So in this graph, what we are looking at is the increase in call option at a particular strike, and increase in put option for a given set of strikes. So we see that on March 10th and on March 11th, 16,500 put option has a very high rise, indicating that more number of people are expecting, more number of people are shorting, or large number of contracts are being shorted at 16,500, making the giving support to that market at 16,500. This is the data that we can infer from this graph. And futures open interest, the future open interest is increasing. It was like 1 crore 20 lakhs, and it just turned out to be 1 crore 24 lakhs. Similarly, when you click on Bank Nifty OI data, it gives two plots, the same set of plots. This is the number 1, and this is number 2. The other option that we have is futures trend. Clicking on it, it shows like select from the options below. So long built up, short built up, long unwinding, and short covering. So each option would give the relevant stocks falling under the particular category. So long build up, as we click, it gives RT Industries, Alchem, Apollo Hospital, Balaram Chin, Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, Bata India. These are the stocks that fall under long build up. What is long build up? The price increase along with OI increase. So all the 4 options would give the relevant stocks falling under those categories. These are the stocks that come under the short covering. And then the last option is individual stock. So individual stock, let's say SBIN. We need to enter the symbol as per NSE. You can either enter in small or you can either enter in caps. It doesn't matter. It gives you the result. So I have entered SBIN. So it gives the same set of 2 graphs. So the one that shows open interest options, open interest data. What are we looking at? We see a lot of call options being unwinded. See, the price is around 470, and we see like 440 the calls are getting unwinded, 450, 460, 470, and 480. A small portion of the call options are getting unbound. So, and the major support is building up at 460. This is the highest put option contract addition that we can say. And as we can see, the next set is this list of strikes, and it's OI data. This is options data. This is futures. So the data, the empty the gap represents the holiday. Just for a visual purpose, I have intentionally left holidays to be seen. So this is the from the last expiry, what has happened till now. The last expiry has happened at 23rd February, and the next expiry is 31st March. So from third expiry to 23rd February to 31st March, the OI change will be reflecting here. So what are we looking at? So the very high, the call option, the highest call option contract is at, the blue indicates 480. So there is a huge resistance building up, and last 4 days there's a slight drop. And here in the meanwhile, the put option, there's a stagnant, and then it is trying to go up. So the light green candle is also like heading so sharp. The light green candle is 460. So that is what we saw. We saw in the graph that 460 there is a huge addition of put option contracts. Sorry, that is what we saw here. So we can see that we can arrive at a decision that 460 is likely going to be support, where the stock is going to it prevents 460 is going to prevent the stock from falling further. And the highest, but you can see this is 450. So 460 is catching up, and when it crosses like 450, so 460 is going to be a huge support. And looking at the futures trend, we see that for the last 4 days there has been a drop in futures OI. So like we can identify from the trend of price move whether it is short covering or long unwinding, or long built up. This obviously this is the contracts have been covered and the price has been increasing, so this is short covering. So you can enter any other stock to see the relative performance or relative change in the open interest. Let us say Jindal Steel. This is the symbol for Jindal Steel. Okay, this is a pretty good chart. As you see, the metals, as you are seeing that the metal stocks are increasing in the last few days because of the Russia-Ukraine war. So on that particular day, 11th March, there is a huge call unwinding seen in 470, 460, 450. The futures price is around 480. So these are the list of strikes, and there's been a call unwinding and put addition. So huge support is being added at 470, and the huge call has been added at 480. So you can see that the trend is bullish. And this is the OI trend over the days from last expiry, 23rd March, 23rd February. So we see the pink line is shooting up so much. The pink line is 500, and the resistance, this is 460. The resistance is being dropped because the past few days we have seen the price is shooting up and the calls are getting unbound, and here the 460 is turning out to be a support, which we saw in the previous graph. 470 is a huge addition. We saw that in the previous graph. 470 for the particular day, and this has been indicated here. So 470 is going to be the immediate support. 470 here, the resistance is dropped because the calls are getting unbound. So it is it is acting as a support. It will act as a support. And what we are seeing is like there is an increase in futures contract parallelly. So increase in price, increase in futures contract. So this is definitely long addition. So there is a potential increase in price for General Steel. So this is, guys, you can enter any stock, and it gives for now the stocks with the price of less than 50 rupees is not being shown, because generally people don't trade less than 50 rupees stock, and it is not advisable to trade that too. So if you enter any stock less than rupees 50, so it says the purchase price is PNB is below 50, hence we don't suggest you the stock. So it's just kind of an advice that you don't trade on that particular stock. So let the price comes, and let that be a huge liquidity in the stock for you to trade. So this is it, guys. I hope it will be very useful for you to arrive at a particular decision whether to choose a particular stock or not. Give your feedbacks in the comment section, and as I said, the link for the bot is given in the description below. Check it out. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much.